Welcome back to the Jaguar MK2, and today after a little drive we're going to fix some oil leaks. What? Leaks in an old car? Surely not. Well, you'll be surprised to hear that we have had a few leaks in this car. We've fixed a couple of them already. So the ones that we fixed are brakes. You saw that one last episode. Coolant, that one was quite easy. Fuel, again, that one was quite easy. So the ones that we haven't fixed so far are engine oil, gearbox oil, overdrive oil, and diff oil. So let's get on to some of those. That's a lot of oil on a diff. And it looks like it's coming from the pinion seal. Wow, and it's thrown it all over the boot floor too. Time to drop the prop so we can get to the offending article. That drive shaft was quite heavy. So next bit is to take this guy off, and for that to stop him moving we're going to put the handbrake on, and then hopefully this nut should just fall straight off. Whoa, this guy's stuck on tight. Best get the brake on it. Okay, well that puller is made of Chinese and has just shit itself. Time for a new tool and a blowtorch. Okay, time for another new tool. Well, pulling that flange off was a lot harder than it should have been, but it's off now thanks to copious amounts of heat, penetrating fluid and a tool change. But yeah, she's all done now, so now it's time to do the job that we came to do, which is swap out the seal that's on here with a brand new one. So let's pull that old seal out. Great, that's another tool ruined. And this guy's doing nothing. Let's just reverse the puller and do it properly. Just to show you the difference, this is our lovely new seal that's going back in, and this is our horrible old leaky one. I mean, to be fair, he's pretty chewed up from when I took him out, but I just thought I'd show you those two. So let's get the new one into the car. So we've got a new seal in. Unfortunately I couldn't get any footage of it because it's pretty tight in here and I kept knocking the camera over. But the trick I used was to actually use the drive shaft flange and actually use him to guide and drift the seal in. The last little bit you got to be careful though, because this blind shaft here starts to actually hit this guy. So got to get him slightly aligned, just so that you can get that last bit and get the seal in flush. But now that's all done, after all the ball ache of taking this guy off, it's time to put him back on. Now the differential side's done, let's go to the other end of the drive shaft and check out the overdrive box. Yep, just as I thought, this one's leaking as well. And this tray that was here was completely full of oil, so that's the next one to get replaced. Typical. The largest socket I've got is too small, so we're going to have to order up a new one. Looks like it's a 1.5 inch socket that we need, so I guess I have to order one up. Oh, thanks. See if this one fits. Whoa, perfect. Oh. guy's just falling off, which is really good because this big boy didn't fit on there, so I'm glad of that. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Ah, perfect. Ah, that's more like it. So it turns out this overdrive box is from a Jaguar MK2. A little bit of automotive archaeology to find that out, but no matter, we've got our seal now, so let's pull the old one out and put this lovely new one in. So the keen-eyed among you will notice that this prop shaft going in now doesn't quite look the same as the one that came out, and there's a very good reason for that. So when I took this out, the UJs on both sides were completely ruined, so I thought I'll just take it down to the shop, get a guy to bang in some new UJs and balance the whole lot up for me. It's quite cheap and easy to do. Unfortunately, when he took a look at it, the slider here, which you see has now been replaced, that was completely ruined. Each face on the end looked like someone had attacked it with a file, so this ended up costing far more than I thought it was going to, about 300 quid to get it sorted. However, she's all good now, so it will just show up all the other weaknesses at the other end of the car, but never mind, this bit is all good. Let's continue putting her in. So this is the pretty tired assembly that supports the overdrive and gearbox. And seeing as these rubbers are far past it, and it's 9 quid to replace them, we'd be stupid not to. While we're taking stuff apart under here, it makes sense to do a bit of maintenance. So I've ground back all of this and given it a lovely coat of paint, so this will be nice and protected for many years to come. Also, our gearbox support mount, I've sent him off to the powder coaters. It's the same guy that I use for the front suspension. They do a really good job, really cheap, and great guys, so I'll leave a link to those guys in the description below. So now let's finish putting it all back together. So just giving her a run around the block, and she seems to be driving all right. I think it's hard to tell though because there's a lot of vibration in here, but I think there's a little bit less vibration from having the diff sorted, but the real test is going to be when we get back, how much oil we've got on the floor. So let's finish our drive and see what it's like when we get back. So after our drive, where we got the car up to operating temperature, got all those oils nice and thin so that they can find any holes in the seals or any weak points. I've let the car sit for a night, so fingers crossed when we look under here, there are no oil patches underneath around the diff and the gearbox anyway. There's probably some under the engine, but we'll sort that later. So fingers crossed, let's have a look and see if we've done the job. Well, that's the diff, no oil here. And that's the overdrive, no oil here. Well, that's awesome. We can tick that one off the list and no longer be one of those annoying classic car owners that just leave a trail of oil everywhere we go. So I'm really pleased we managed to fix that job. That's the end of this episode. If you enjoyed, give us a thumbs up and we'll see you next time on Vic's Projects.